Hello, good morning everybody, or almost actually afternoon. I am finally back from London. I'm still a little bit tired, I still have some sleep to catch up on. But it was an amazing time, but I feel like we walked like a marathon every single day. But nevertheless, we are going to be looking at BTC and we're going to be looking at the day trades and the swing trades that I am looking at. Not all too much action the entire last week, but it was kinda to be expected. Every time after we get this nice big move, there is going to be some downtime when people get chopped up in the meantime. So let's see what setups I'm looking to trade. Let's start with the day trades. For me, still, if we can reclaim Monday high, definitely would be targeting these lows, and second target would be up here. As soon as we hit the first target, stops come break even, and whatever the low, let's say we go a little bit like here and then reclaim, whatever this low was, the stop, hard stop, will be underneath it, or like always, I manually cut in case we cannot hold Monday high again. So this is really what I am looking at just on the day trade side. Also, of course, to the downside, once we actually lose Monday low, definitely think we gonna be taking out this low, but we're gonna be looking in detail into it once we're looking at our swing trades that I am looking to get into if it sets up. So this is really just like the basic play around Monday range. So on a swing basis, I would love to see, and we talked about this before, this low, whatever the low it was. On some exchanges, Kraken, I always use Kraken because I mainly do my trading on Kraken. Yes, liquidity is sometimes a little bit bad, but the exchange for me personally is definitely not just one of the safest, is the safest exchange to use, and I've been using them for years on and off ramp, so I just can highly recommend them. You just need to be a little bit careful sometimes if you're trading with size. So that's why Kraken often has a little bit deeper wicks, right? So I think Coinbase and such was only like 25.2 and stuff like this. So whatever exchange you're using, so this wick is just a little bit deeper than on most exchanges. Nevertheless, I am looking for a move to take this low out, and I already will, and I said that too before with some of you guys in the group, and I posted in the group that if we do take this low, this is a spot for me. This is a high probability setup. I trade this type of setups all the time. I will be scaling in some risk. Then we have the reclaim, and whatever this low here was, with of course 2-3% buffer, will be my hard stop. Right, so this is a setup I am looking on, and I think if we take this out, at this point, once we take this out, I think everybody will be calling for low 20K, 18K, 10K, or whatever the target is. They're always throwing around immediately. I think is when we will actually get this, at least the retest of this area up here, right? For me, I am not 100% sure if we're gonna see this really high 30Ks because of how severe and how structure has changed right now. But this is something we do not need to decide at the moment. All that I do need to decide at the moment is what is the setup that I do want to take for swing trades. I would like to see these lows taken out, and then my targets, well, the same targets, of course, apply at 26.6 and also 27.5. Of course, risk moves up, you take some off the table, but ultimately, I do think if we take this out, we will gonna be getting a retest of this upper area here, and whatever the reaction up here is going to be very, very telling. Let's say we go up from here, which you know, is a possibility as well. That is fine too. You can always trade with trigger either above Monday high or above this 26.6 with these targets. But to me, to get full positioned risk on, it's really, I do want to see higher time frame closes above this area and hold this. And I think if we go one more time towards 31.5, that is when we go, and we have the target that we discussed before, higher 30k targets and so on. So I think, but this is nothing to think about at the moment. Right now we just work with what we have presented currently, and you see what the market is doing, and according what it does, you react to it. Nothing much more. But definitely for any longs and any swings up in this area, I'm definitely going to be looking to trail aggressively, because then, you know, once you do get your confirmation above here, right, or you could also work with monthly, which is fine too, but for me it's really this area. I want to see us get above here. Basically 30k is the line in the sand. Big psychological level. And then, you know, we're good to go, green light on everything. This is for the traders, right? If you are investing and you just slowly, you know, you're averaging in, especially for the guys in Germany, that you have to hold for a year to get your full position completely tax free. And definitely most of the guys, you know, that I've spoken to, you know, you would be having 30-40% taxes, right, if you're staying below this. That I still think, you know, if you just average in over the course of the next of the end of the year, right, going into the new year, just hold it, don't look at it. For the investors, this is still nothing that you need to concern yourself with. This is really the trading and actively managing part of the portfolio. So these are really the areas that I'm looking at, which could cause, definitely this area up here is definitely no cause of concern. It has been massive resistance. And in case, let's say we swipe this low, we get back up into this area, find resistance, right? Because now it will be resistance on the way up. Then I think depending, there's a lot of things coming into play. We still have these like grayscale news out, and you guys know I'm not a big news trader per se, but this is really kind of like a new situation with grayscale that does matter, in my opinion, greatly for the market. So I definitely think this is gonna come out shortly, and we have this deadline also coming up for BlackRock and the SEC, and they're gonna give some type of commentary at the beginning of September. Definitely think there is some news, and I think the market at the moment is definitely trying to figure out what's the deal with that, because these ETFs, especially with BlackRock, would mean massive inflows, but I'm not certain, you know, it will come as soon as people might think. So this is definitely something that makes me a little bit more cautious. Of course, positive news would catapult us probably a good bit, and then we see if there's follow through after that or not, and then we will see. In the end, no matter the news, we're still gonna be sticking to our levels, to our triggers, but this is definitely in the back of my head. These two events still outstanding for resolution. Also dollar strength a little bit at the moment. Also August though is always a little bit of that month. So definitely want to see how the beginning of September works out, and maybe we get this push back up here, and then a final good capitulation like we discussed before. We'll have to see. I'm not gonna make any large decisions on that yet. We just traded level by level for the ones who just like continuously always buy their stuff, irregardless of price up or down. Doesn't really matter. Come big in a year or two, whenever you're tax free, and see what you want to do with it. But yeah, definitely. I mean, if we swipe here, I want to see it up. If we get back, if we after that get back below here, like we discussed before, and there was always a possibility of the low 20Ks, or even here, we talked about this for often before. This has never been there was never a proper retest. This left everybody in the dust. So I'm not saying it is going to happen. We see what price action give us, but never to rule it out, especially for the traders in here. You need to keep all the possibilities in the back of your head and plan ahead what you want to do. Other than that, really, these are very clear, straightforward setups. I'm not going to be updating this until, well, actually something new is unfolding. This should be clear for everybody. ETH BTC is in a really big inflection point too. I was waiting for a long time, ever since we got this big up move. I was waiting kind of for this like 0.058 level here. Still haven't gotten it. For me, what I'm definitely looking at in terms of alts, you guys know I like to look at ETH BTC for that, and this 644 level here, and we're gonna zoom out, is a really big inflection point in this chart. Always has been. We're above, it's good news. We're below, it's bad news, right? So I'm definitely watching that as well. I definitely want to see ETH BTC strength. But monthly, I was at first feeling monthly is enough. I don't know. I would definitely, it's a good sign if you can hold above monthly, but the big level is definitely the 644 level for bullish price action. You definitely want to see this above. And I do think if we get this swipe down here, we could have, you know, a couple, 1, 2, 3 good weeks of upside. But definitely keep in mind, see how ETH BTC is reacting. And that's often a really good indicator if we have a BTC sell-off and you see ETH BTC actually reacting positively. This is often gives me more confidence. Okay, this is a good time to actually buy some, you know, some dips once BTC comes into support, because ETH BTC already kind of capturing that upside a little bit beforehand. It is not always, I'm not saying I'm always this needs to do this or that, but it's a nice thing to look at. And especially recently, it was a pretty good gog of what is going on. Other than that, the only altcoin I'm really heavily interested to be day trading and swing trading is SUI. I'm just gonna very quickly, you see it right now, we're looking nice. We have been accumulating a really good chunk here in the low 50s and even below finally. Well, I still have some orders all the way till 10 cents, so I don't know if we get that at some point. But SUI, I like the flows, I like the reaction, it's showing some strength. I think as soon as BTC is showing us favorable price action, SUI is going to capture a really good part of that action. Other than that, I think everything is clear. I am going to be making another update on the higher risk portfolio, kind of like, well, you guys know most of the projects anyways, but I'm gonna kind of be looking to consolidating some of the profits from the first half of the year in a couple more, in like a couple fewer projects, and we're gonna be talking about them probably Sunday, latest Monday. And other than that, I hope everybody is having a good weekend, and I catch you guys soon. Bye bye.